Fellow Ambas, I greet you all. This is Jojo Ambazor. I would like to emphasize on our lack of discipline. I think we really need to instill discipline amongst ourselves. That is in the way we address other leaders. We also need to instill discipline on ground zero, the way the fighters they conduct themselves. This is very important because we are just so indisciplined. I remember one of our sisters said in one of our meetings, in one that she went to the European Parliament, and one of the European parliamentarians walked to her and said, "Oh," because she was holding the Ambazonian flag, and walked to her and said, "Okay, oh, you are the Ambazonians and you want to become a nation. That if you want to become a nation, you have to start behaving like a nation. You have to be disciplined." We are not disciplined. Sometimes we have loose mouth and we just spray bullets all over the place, and sometimes stray bullets that tend to shoot ourselves to the foot. You see, I don't care what you think about. Just as beer is not going to shoot us into submission, we too are not going to shoot ourselves to boya. At the end of the day, after the shootings, we are going to sit on the negotiation table and talk. I don't care who the facilitators are. I don't care who the mediators are. What I care about is how prepared we are. And the only way through which we can get prepared is to begin to tolerate and respect each other. I appreciate the fact that there are some people who are in this fight for different reasons. And that explains why they conduct themselves in a certain level, the way they conduct themselves. I appreciate that. But we can't afford to be insulting people, calling people enablers. We can't afford to do that because that only breeds antagonism and further separate us more and more. Yes, if you suspect somebody, you don't need to insult the person. What you need to do is to treat with the person with caution. You should be cautious in the way you treat the person. You can't afford to be openly saying you don't trust this country, you don't trust this person, you don't trust this person. We should stop kidding ourselves. There are many people who are interested in this conflict for different reasons, and you never know their reasons. So all we need to do is to give everybody the benefit of doubt by preparing. And how do we prepare? We prepare by winning friends. We prepare by talking to each other. We prepare by planning strategies. If we are concerned about certain people, if we think that there is a world conspiracy against us, then I think that is more reason why we need to come together, sit together, discuss together, put our heads together and talk and discuss how we are going to be relating with these people. That is the only way. It's not rocket science. It's as simple as that. Because two heads are better than none. But if we continue to be divided or continue to attack each other, then we are not helping ourselves. We are instead giving the world whom we think are conspiring against us to use the advantage, to use our division to further to defeat us. We need to be disciplined. Why would you want to insult, say, politicians because they say something that you do not agree? You can disagree with somebody without necessarily insulting the person. For instance, just because Rebecca Tinsley came out and said the British people or the European or world leaders are not interested to know our history, it's not a reason for us to go out and insult her. Nobody wants to be, it's as simple as that. Nobody wants to be reminded of their sins every now and then. Nobody wants that. Everybody wants to be trusted. And once you don't trust people, okay, then they will show to you that, yeah, since you don't trust us, then what's the point? Learn to trust people, but deal with them with caution. I think if you don't trust somebody, I think it is even time for you to bring that person even closer to you. The person should be, if you don't trust somebody, the person should be the closest to your heart, the closest to you. Because A suspect is too unpredictable because you don't know what they will do in the next. We don't know what they can do in the next minute. So if you don't trust somebody, you bring the person close to your heart. I don't see what we intend to achieve by insulting people, because all we achieve is alienating ourselves even further and further and building enemies. But at this particular point, that we know that at some point we'll have to sit on the negotiation table and negotiate what we should be doing. We should be trying to build alliances. We should be trying to build friends. We should be trying to win sympathy. I don't win sympathy by telling people that you don't trust them. You don't win sympathy by reminding people of their sins. You don't win sympathy by insulting people. You win sympathy by discussing with people with respect. Disagreeing with people, but at the same time you disagree with them with respect. All we need to do is to prepare and get into that negotiation table and present our case why we think that we cannot trust La République to the point where we can form any form of a union with them. It is clear. For the past 58 years, just as our president testified in Paris recently, they have been trying to absorb us into their majority. How do you expect them to change overnight? It is in their DNA. They cannot change. And we've seen it even after their so-called national dialogue, where they decided whoever gave them that authority to grant us special status, we still see what they're doing. They are still trying to impose deals on us. They are talking about elections when they are killing our people. Then again, they are talking about that in the next 5 years, they are going to train 500 translators. What has that got to do with the freedom that we seek? What has that got to do with the reforms that we seek? What has that got to do with the devolution of power that we want? What has that got to do with what we are fighting about? That is to show that alone shows enough reason for us not to ever want to be with them. And rather than accusing some countries, say Britain or organizations for their sins, what they did or what they did not do, I think we should be emphasizing, like this lady said, like Rebecca Tinsley said, we should be emphasizing on the human right abuse, because those human right abuse within these 3 years are enough to indict La République du Cameroon forever. Over 200 villages destroyed, about 3,000 people killed, 1 million displaced, babies shot, all those type of things. Those are enough reason to indict La République, because those are war crimes. That's genocide. Because the situation in Ambalan is worse. The situation in the southern Cameroon is worse than the Luanda genocide. These are the things that we should be emphasizing on, because these are the stand. This has to do world standard. Human right abuse is universal, and everybody will relate to that. Rather than keep on attacking people, reminding them of their sin. Somebody says we are not qualified to be independent. It's up to us. If somebody says you're not qualified to be independent, then it's for you to gather yourself and say, okay, then you gather your evidence and prove you form your argument very well. And when we get to the negotiation table, you present the argument that this is why we think we should be independent. I would like to end this very short video with this. Keep your friends close, your enemies closer, and those you suspect closest. Thank you. We should learn to be disciplined.